What's up everyone, and welcome on back for another video here on the channel. Thank you so much for joining as always. If you are one of the returning subscribers, what's up? Welcome back. I'm glad to have you. But if this happens to be your first time stopping by and you have no idea who I am, hello, my name is Monet. I am 27 years old, and here on this channel I document myself handling my finances using the cash envelope method. It helped me save, get out of debt, and I am just documenting my financial journey as I become better with money. So if that is something that you are interested in, something you want to learn, something you like watching, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the family, and hit the bell so that you will be notified whenever I upload my next video. All right, so today's video is definitely a throwback for the people who have been with me for a while. As we can see, if you know this notebook, she is an iconic statement within the channel. This is Ellie, for anybody that does not know. Obviously named after the elephant that is on here. But when I bring her out, that means we are going to be doing some side income cash envelope stuffing. So I did receive a comment in my last video asking me to bring her back, asking to see her. And I know it's been a minute, so I said, let me at least try to start the year off right and bring back Ellie. So if you're interested in seeing how much I was able to earn within my side income, how I budget my money, then just keep on watching. All right, you guys, so just to give some backstory for the people who do not know, and also just because I have not done this in a while, I originally started my side income when I was doing Uber and DoorDash when I first started 3 years ago. I was really gazelle intense on getting rid of my debt, and I was trying to do anything to earn any extra income. So that is what I started off with, and that is how Ellie made her first appearance. After that, I did grow on to include any income that I was able to earn from Etsy, because over the years, with you guys' encouragement, it was suggested that I make some of my products available that I've been using within my budget journey, such as my envelopes, my budget sheets, and all of that really helped as well. So I opened an Etsy account, and that helped with my side income. And then that grew to me eventually opening up my website, where I again continue to sell and make any of my budget material available for anybody that thinks will be helpful. So this is really a blossoming journey that could not have started without you guys, because I honestly would not have started Ubering and DoorDashing without you guys' suggestions, because someone suggested that I do it and I went out and did it. All right, so with that explanation out of the way, when it comes to my side income, I like to just write it down on a piece of paper within this notebook and put the funds where they need to be. So let me stop rambling and go ahead and open up the notebook and get to our page. All right. So to be honest with you guys, the reason that I did stop my side income sharing is because I was learning how to handle it, and I felt like I would just do a little bit better off camera. Once I transitioned to my website, I was trying to find the best way to manage the income, and I've had the website now going on 2 years. So I think I've kind of mastered how I want to handle things, and what I've been doing has been working. So I have been cash stuffing these envelopes for my side business. I've just been doing it off camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and try, because I know people said it's very helpful for them that are interested in also opening up a small business and seeing how they run things. So I'm hoping I can offer some insight, and that is the sole purpose of why I'm doing this video. So this is going to be income that I was able to earn within the first 2 weeks for the month of January. I did not have my shop available for the first week of January just because it was holiday. I was recovering from Christmas. I wanted to enjoy my New Year's, and I just wanted to, shut the shop down just so I can have at least 1 week where I can just enjoy and not have to worry about working on orders, because sometimes it can be a lot and it's good to take a break. So I just notated this as my January business number one, I guess, like number one income, paycheck, however you want to call it. But let's go ahead and I'll explain how I am doing things a little bit differently. So my main source of income is going to be from Shopify. Shopify is the site where I run my website. And for the first week of January, I earned $651 from my website. So major thank you and gratitude as always to the people that support me, continuously support me. I see people who are reordering, and if the name looks familiar, I truly do appreciate that. So thank you very much. And then I also still have my Etsy account open. I have to be honest, I don't dedicate as much as I should to my Etsy, and I should get back into it. But I keep like the simple items on my Etsy shop. So any of my printables and downloads, that's really what I put on my Etsy site. But we were still able to earn some income from there, and that was $69 that we brought in. So we're first just gonna add up these two sources. So if we do 651 plus 69, that gives us a total of 720 that we earned from our side income. So that is great. Now this is the tricky part that I've been trying to master. I work best with percentages. I feel like a percent is a nice standard number where I can just commit to it and I don't have to think too much in regards to my budget. So the first thing that I'm always going to set aside for my business income is making sure I put aside taxes, because I do not want to play with the IRS, Uncle Sam. I don't need any of that, and I like to prepare myself. So since I've been having my business open for about 3 years, if you count Etsy, going on 4 years, my taxes, I've been averaging about 30%, but I normally have money left over. So I feel like 28% is still a good gauge. So I now have my taxes set at 28% of whatever I put in. So if we have 720 and we multiply that by 28%, that means $202 should be set aside for taxes, which is always so sad to see, but it's just better to get it out the way and get it done. All right, so now we move on to the next thing that is just so trippy for me, and I'm still not the best at mastering it. This is for my shipping. So if you are a seller on Shopify and Etsy, you would understand what I am talking about. But when I originally started on Etsy, when they pay you, this $69 is included after they take out the money for shipping. So the number that you get is your actual, pay number, and you don't have to worry about being charged later on at the end of the month. Shopify does not operate like that. So Shopify will give you your full amount, but then at the end of the month, you have to pay for all of the shipping that you've done for all of your products. So I am terrible at knowing what my shipping is. And if you own a Shopify site and you are good at this and you know a way around this, I've tried to find it online. I just can't. But at the end of the month, they always charge me for shipping. And it's always just this crazy number that I can never predict. So over the time that I've stopped, sharing my side income process online, I have been playing with the percentages and trying to see what's a good amount. I'm currently at 12%, so that's what I put aside for shipping. And so far it's been okay. I've been doing 12% now, I think, for 3 months, and I feel like it's the right move. But again, it's always trial and error, because I am not an expert. I am not perfect with this business management, all this stuff. I'm learning every single day. But anyway, moral of the story is shipping is getting 12% set aside for that, because at the end of the month, Shopify is going to want their money. So if we look at 720 and we do times 12%, I just put $86 away for shipping. And I know technically shipping is only coming out of Shopify, so really it's just the 651, but the $69 is such small in comparison, so I just do the entire number all together and set aside a percentage just to make my life easier. All right, so now we move on to payout. So this is basically, I guess, like my paycheck to myself, a mini reward for earning some income and not putting it all to non-fun things, and at least seeing a profit of some sort. I'm currently at 15%. When I was living in North Carolina and solely living off of the income that I earned off of my business, obviously the percent was higher. But since I now have a full-time job, I don't have to rely on this income. It's just nice to have to come in. So I brought it down to 15%. So if we do 720 times 0.15, that is $108 that I am giving myself for a payout. And currently at the moment, any payout that I earn, I'm just putting that directly into my savings. All right, and then lastly is the business. So 720 times 0.45, because the business gets 45% of whatever we earn, and that's going to be $324. So my business is basically just all of the expenses that I put back into the business to keep it afloat. And this is how I divvy out my sinking funds for my business. So we are going to be working with the $324 that we set aside for our business to now fund our sinking funds. So hopefully that process makes sense. That's just kind of the way I like to approach breaking down my business income and making sure that I'm doing the most with the money that I am fortunate to earn. All right, so now let's go ahead and decide how we are going to break up our business expenses. So the first thing I have here is annual bills. And this is basically the same concept as my annual payments. Each year, I have regular bills that I like to pay annually for the business. So that will include Shopify. I like to pay that annually. You have to pay to have your website on the company's platform. So I pay for that annually. I also pay for Amazon Prime because I like to use that for my business and get the shipping as quick as I can. I have like a photography edit that I like to use with my pictures. So I fund that for the business every year. And then Canva is also something that I like to pay every year for the business. I feel like I'm missing something else, but you get the idea. It's like a general annual payment for the bills that I do for anything that supports my business. And just as my annual payments with my regular budget, I have a goal each month that I like to earn for annual payments to keep me on track so that when everything is due, that sinking fund envelope will have enough to pay for the bill. So for the month of January, I wanted to set aside at least $60 for annual payments. And we were able to fund our entire $60 with our first paycheck for January from our side income. So that's great. So that means the next time we get our side income, we don't have to worry about annual bills because we already funded that for the month. All right, moving along, we have equipment. This is just for any additional equipment that I want to get for my business. If I want to get a printer, if I want to get a new Cricut, any big equipment that I'm interested in, I want to set it to the side and save up for it. It's not like a big priority, but I just like to have it there for just in case. So I decided to put $20 away for that. Next, I have my monthly bills. At the moment, this really just includes one bill that I pay every month, and that is going to be for my HP ink. So every month that is $13. So I'm gonna put aside $13 for that. And then I have my P.O. box. I pay my P.O. box every 6 months. So I budgeted $15 to set aside for that fund. Here we have my savings. I like to also have a savings for the business just in case. It's, always nice to have a savings. And that's going to be $30. And then the last expense is going to be my supplies. This is basically the main thing. This is the money that I take out to get any of my cardstock that I need, any of the vinyl, any of my mailers, all the supplies I need to fully run the business. So that's going to be getting $868. So I'm just gonna add this all up and make sure this equals the $324 that we started with. So yes, that is correct. So there we have it. That's how I decide the money where to go. I really hope that wasn't too complicated. This is just how my brain works, and I'm trying to explain it aloud. So hopefully that was well. But in regards of what we're going to be cash stuffing today, I'm going to take out the funds for my business expenses. So this $324, I'm going to take out the money for taxes. I'm going to take out the money for shipping. And the only thing I'm not going to do is pay out. So I'm just going to transfer this $108 directly to my savings. So I don't have to worry about that. So if we add up 202 plus 86 plus 324, we're going to be cash stuffing $612 today. So I did actually already go to the bank and grab the cash because it's pretty late. I don't know if you can tell. So yeah, I'm just going to grab our cash and then we can get started with stuffing our envelopes for the business. All right, everyone. So here we are. Here is the bank bag with our cash. So let's go ahead and take that out. And I'm going to set us up before we begin our stuffing. So we got our cash set up. We have the notebook that I can follow along so I don't mess up. And then the yellow binder is where I keep my envelopes for the business. So let's get started with the stuffing. So here we have annual bills. Annual bills we said is getting $60. So I'm gonna do a $50 bill and a 10. So that gives us 60. And taking out annual bills, let's see where that puts us for the envelope. So we have 100, 200, 20, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. So $266 we have in our annuals envelope. I can't remember what is due, but I believe either Shopify or Canva is due for March. And I know that Shopify is a pretty hefty bill. So it seems like we're on track. All right, so moving on is equipment. Equipment is getting $20. So we will do a $20 bill. And adding 20 to this envelope. As I said, I have still been working on these envelopes, so that's why they're not completely empty. So within equipment, we have 100, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 200, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we now have $214 within equipment. So that is great. I don't necessarily know what I'm saving up for. I recently bought a piece of equipment that I'm excited to use and bring to the shop. I'm just nervous to learn how to use it. So eventually I will get the courage and learn how to use that, and I can bring some exciting new products to the shop. But as of right now, I don't really want anything equipment wise. I'm just going to save up just in case anything breaks down, because you never know. All right, so moving on, we have monthly bills. This is going to get $13. So I'm gonna take a 10 and 3 singles. And this is always due at the end of the month. So at the end of the month is when I'll take out the funds for this. So that's why this envelope is empty. But we have 10, 11, 12, 13, ready to fund for that. And I did sadly get news that my HP subscription that I pay for monthly, it's going up. It's only going up $2, but it's just so frustrating that everything has a price raise. If you are unfamiliar what I'm referring to with the HP program, I think it's called HP Ink or something like that. But if you have an HP printer, they send you, they say free ink, but it's not really free because you're paying for the monthly subscription. But they basically send you ink every time you run out, so they can monitor your printer and they can see when you're running low, and whenever it gets low they automatically mail you new ink. So I never have to worry about that, and that's always nice because I'm terrible at keeping track of my ink and knowing when it's running low. All right, so moving on, we have our PO box. PO box is getting $15. This is obviously something that I need to keep intact for the business so that things can get mailed back to that address. This is another instance where I've been informed that the bill is going to be raised. So I pay my PO box every 6 months. I believe I just paid it in November, December. So I do have some time until I have to pay it again. But we are just slowly adding money to it so that when it arrives, we have the funds to do so. So right now in PO Box, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88. So $88 within my PO Box. So yes, that is our PO Box. And moving on after that, we have our savings. Savings is getting $30. So we will do 20 and a 10 to give us 30. And looking at savings, that will put the envelope with 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 165. So $165 in savings. So that is great. Up next, we have shipping. So shipping is going to get $86. So we're gonna do a 50, a 20, a 10, 5, and 1 single. So we have 50, 70, 80, 85, 86. So $86 going right into shipping. So adding that will now put the envelope with 100, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78. So $178 within shipping. I can look at my shipping currently to see where I'm at so far within the month. And I believe I'm already at 120. That's going to be due at the end of the month. And I still have more orders to ship out. So it's just going to keep increasing. So it's nice to know that I'm a little ahead of it because that's where I like to be. All right, so moving on after shipping, we get into supplies. So that's going to be $186 for that. So we'll do 100, 20, 40. Okay, so the rest of this. All right, so that is 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 86. So $186 going within supplies. I did a large restock at the beginning of the year just to put myself in a good spot for supplies so I wouldn't have to buy anything for quite some time. So that's why it's a little depleted, but it's nice to know we can add some more funds to it. So right now within supplies, we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 81. So 281 within supplies. So not too bad. All right, and then the last thing we have in here is for taxes, and that's going to get $202. So that should be what we have left. 100, 200, 1, and 2. So yes, going straight into taxes. And I need to get started on filing my taxes for this year. So that's never fun, but has to get done. But in regards to our cash stuffing for our side income, all the cash is gone, so that means we did everything right. All right, you guys, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it was a little talkative just because I was trying to explain things that I have not done in a while, but definitely let me know if you guys enjoyed this down in the comments below, because then I will bring it back in more often if people actually still find this interesting. But yeah, I just want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the support. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up because that really does help the channel. And I hope you all stay warm because it's very cold where I am, and I know some people got hit with snow and it was a lot. So hopefully everybody's staying warm, you can enjoy your weekend, and I will catch you all next time in my next video. Bye guys.